My name is Alex. And if you don't mind just introducing yourself and just tell us a little bit about your band.
Well, I'm a singer. I'm the producer, songwriter, bass guitarist, backing vocalist of a band, Primal. We tour the world. We have a lot of successful albums already out. Uh, been really everywhere with our band, and it's going good. We're playing for a long time in the most people say lineup, and we have a new album scheduled for September the 1st.
Well, that's awesome. Is there any particular place that you love visiting when you go on tour?
You know, I think everybody who buys a ticket and goes or comes to a Primal concert should get the full package. For us, every show is very important.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I know in a band, each member kind of brings something unique to the table. Can you kind of talk about how your individual musical backgrounds contribute to the overall sound of Primal Fear?
Well, the band is existing more than 20 years. So we're having all a lot of experience and playing also in some other projects and doing uh, other things from time to time. If you have the time, I know Primal Fear schedule, but Primal Fear is our priority. It's going very, very good, and we're very happy. And uh, uh, that's the basically the background we have is to keep the flame burning since 20 years.
Right. That's a really long time. How do you guys keep it like fresh and feel excited about new music and things after that long?
But we can compose and play the music we love. Uh, we're really maniacs. We're loving that kind of music we're doing. We're very happy that we don't have to do music or other music we don't like because we need the money or whatever it is. But the thing is now that we can really play the music we love that we all appreciate, and that gives us also the power to move on and finding new ideas, being creative, and being enthusiastic as in the first days.
Yeah, that definitely can help for sure. I did see the album cover for Code Red. What kind of like inspired the art behind it?
Well, it's the situation of the current situation of the world, which is uh, in a crazy time with crazy leaders and political stupidness and problems, and instead of having peace and loving each other, there is war, there is uh, tragedy, and I think all the whole world is going in a direction which is very dangerous for the next generation.
Right. That's actually really deep. I really like that a lot, but you're right. A lot of crazy things are happening right now in our world. Well, from the album, are there any tracks that you're especially excited for fans to hear?
Well, I think for me as a producer of the album, it's always very difficult to pick out some tracks which I like more or not more. It's like if you're having kids, which is your favorite kid? It's not a nice question. It's like they're all my kids, and they're all our songs, which are very fresh, and the fans didn't hear them so far. Instead of the first signal, another hero, or saw the video, but I think the album overall speaks for itself. Sounding raw, sounding fresh, it's sounding enthusiastic. I think it's a very good album, which shows the current status of the band, which is very promising.
For sure. And I know Primal Fear has undoubtedly influenced many newer bands. What advice would you give to these younger groups looking to make their mark in the heavy metal scene?
Well, good songs.
That definitely helps for sure.
How can you play? Don't rush it too much. Don't try to release an album just to release an album. You have to make an impact with all these releases around, which is a kind of reaching a kind of number for releases, which is really high and crazy. So you can make an impact on the scene if you are a little bit different, uh, having a good production, good sound, and the most important, great songs.
That is true. You have to be I feel like there's so many bands nowadays, like, you have to be at least somewhat different, and especially, like, I just heard you guys recently, and when I listened to you guys, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great." Like, your music is just so it's fun, it makes you going, it's upbeat, and I really appreciate that about the music. It's always good to have something different.
Yeah, it's really also important to keep it fresh, to not sound like boring just to make some money out of it. So it has to come with full attention, full focus, and the best you can do at the moment. And for me, it is always the most important thing not to release an album just to release an album. For me, this very important to have a bunch of really good songs.
Right. And I think especially as a listener, you can always tell when a band puts some love and care and, thought into the music versus, okay, this album was definitely rushed. You can tell.
Yeah, we put a lot of time and a lot of money in production,
Right.
which is, I think, for our standard, what we want to deliver, it's very important.
Right. Well, fans appreciate that. Like I said, when I listen to your music, you can definitely see the passion is still there. And that's really important for, especially, like I said, fans nowadays, because you want someone who puts thought into the music.
Yeah, thank you. It's really that what we want to deliver, and uh, the journalists that the fans thinking the same. So we did something good in our part of the genre of heavy metal.
For sure. And I know you have a loyal fan base around the world. How do you see your relationship with your fans, and has it influenced your music at all?
Well, it is always good to play in front of an enthusiastic crowd, and it doesn't matter where it is in the world. It it is really important to have a good communication with the fans. And I think I played really every place in the world, and so far couldn't say, "Oh, I prefer this and that because it was so great." No, 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 no. You have moments where you play in places where you don't expect anything, and it turned out to be really, really cool. And this is the nice thing that it doesn't matter where. The question is, what's the result?
Right. Well, can you kind of discuss, I guess, the creative process for writing your song and does it change from album to album?
Just some songs are done in 15 minutes. On some songs, you're working months with, of course, with breaks, but you're working months on it before they are in the shape and the arrangement. You really think it's good enough. So you can't have a formula to how this is going to work.
Right. So it sounds like it's kind of different from album to album, song to song, it just kind of depends on the sound itself. Okay. And
That if you are starting to think about writing a new album and you already come up with some cool ideas that always gives you the peace uh, to be convinced that it is the right track.
right. And I know each band member brings something unique to the table. Can you kind of talk about how your individual musical backgrounds contribute to the overall sound of Primal Fear?
Yeah, well, Alex and Tom, the guitarists, are playing with each other since 30 years now, I think.
Oh, wow.
So they play a very different style of playing guitar. So, for example, Alex is more a Stratocaster guy. Tom is more a Les Paul guy. So the combination is working and very good. They like each other. They still like each other, I have to say. And it's working really good. Ralph is a phenomenal singer, which uh, still has the pipes and the bright voice for this kind of music to make it outstanding because it's always a singer you listen to. If you like it or if you don't like it, mostly the singer decides if you listen more and want to know more about a band. And our drummer is one of the most experienced drummers in Germany, Michael area, which played with the Gamma Ray and the Unity. That's a longer musical background. Altogether, it works very fine.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's a long time to be together, knowing each other.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on the current state of heavy metal music?
Can you please uh, add
Sure. What's your opinion on the current state of heavy metal music?
what's very joyful and creative, but there are a lot of bands and the fans are getting younger and coming to the concerts, and I think it's at least from the view from Germany, really developing in a good direction.
Yeah, for sure. So, would you say that you're also seeing younger fans at your shows as well?
Yes, yes.
That's pretty cool.
It changed and during the last couple of years, and the mix between younger and old is there, and it's nice to see younger fans are interested in our music.
For sure. And are there any upcoming bands that you're particularly excited about?
Well, it's hard to name a band, and the other band will be angry with me, and so I'll say nothing.
Or you can just say there's so many that you're excited about that there's too many to name.
There are a lot of good bands, and a lot of great new productions, and good sounding bands which are out there. And it's a, I tell you, the whole scene is very, very exploding and very doing very good.
Yeah. So, talking about other bands, are there any guest artists or collaborations on Code Red that you'd like to talk about, or anything in the future that we can look forward to?
It's like we wanted not to work with any outside person on the new album. We
Okay.
want to do that by our own, and now we're really, really focused on the release of the album. So there is no time to for other bands and releases. So Alex and me, we're working on a new album, but it will be out. It will need some months, and Michael is working on a new Unity album. So this will be released at the when the time is right, and but at the moment we're really focused on the Primal here.
Okay. Are there any bands that you would like to collaborate with in the future, or any guest artists that you'd like to see on your future albums?
I, as you might know, I did a tour called Rock Meets Classic in Germany. It's 10 tours with, for example, Alice Cooper, Hakata,
Hmm.
and Schneider, and whoever it was. So I worked with a lot of great
Right.
names, super successful artists. So I'm not craving for a lot of more name dropping.
Okay. And then for the album Code Red, does it have a particular significance behind why it was named that, or any like story behind how that name came about?
Yeah, I told you the world is in a very, very difficult situation, and hope that it will calm down, and there will be more peace, and much more lovelier time than it is at the moment. Uh, I don't want to get too political.
Right.
Situation is is not nice. It is really, really going into a direction which can be very, very dangerous for the next generation. And as we can write lyrics, we can say, "Oh,
Right.
and that is important for us. Not the time to write only about rock and roll and drinking and having a good time.
Right. You can actually write about things that matter too, which I think is super important too, especially as an artist. Well, looking back at the process now that the album's already done and finished, what was the most rewarding part of it?
Well, focus starting with the drums, bass, guitars, vocals, mix, mastering. It's like a well-oiled machine, and we have a plan. So the recording and everything was very charming, very placed in time, and everybody uh, and, and being well prepared in the studio. So it's like I said, a very well-oiled machine, which is working and totally focused on what we're doing.
Right. What is there anything that you learned like as part of creating this new album that you'll take forward onto your next project?
Well, a new album is always a new learning process. I would never say it's too much routine. You always come to situations which you've never been before, and you have to deal with it and doing the best of it. And I think uh, every new album you can learn a lot for the next one.
That is true. It's kind of like I guess from what I'm understanding, like a building block. Like you can always learn something each album and then you take that to the next one. Okay, great. And I just had one more question here. Is there anything that you want the fans to know or any like message that you'd want to tell them or any comments, any final comments about your new album?
They give go right a listen and like the album, and we will think we will tour a lot for the new album for a long time and go to every place where the people like us to see, and all we can see is on the road. And yeah, we're looking forward to play the new songs on stage.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. And I know, especially since you guys go all over, that's exciting for fans worldwide. So it's not just in one spot.
Yeah, that's the good thing. And we have already scheduled a lot of shows. Um, More are coming in. Let's see what we can do. And how the new album will be reviewed by the fans. And this is always very interesting for us as a musician that we did something right, and that we have a little bit of uh, good backing by our fans, which is important to keep the motor running.
Right. Well, I know I'm excited to listen to the new album, so I'm sure a lot of other people are as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to thank you so much for taking your time to do this interview as well.
Okay, Alex. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care and enjoy the rest of
Okay.
your day.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.